I was changing my daughter the other day, and she's too old for diapers now, but she's still in them, and it's bad because this kid does not poop. This kid craps. This is not okay anymore. I was changing her diaper the other day. It was like a 48-year-old alcoholic man's shit in her diaper. Like, she was out all night drinking Jaeger, and she went to Denny's and got a Grand Slam. Ate half of it, got in a fight in a parking lot, and passed out in a Pontiac and shit herself. And her friends drove her home with the windows open and dumped her on my lawn. And now I gotta clean it. And it's crazy. And you can't even react. You can't go like, what the fuck? That's disgusting. You'll fuck them up about their own shit. You gotta be nice. You open her diaper, it's just chaos in there. It's just bananas. It's just, every shit amazes me. I'm never used to it. Everyone, I'm like, okay, wow, what is that? You have been eating diarrhea for a week, I think. Because that's awful. But you can't. You gotta be like, you just go, oh, wow. You really got something there, honey? That's really something. That's really okay. Well, all right, let me scrape that off your knees for you. Just get it down off your back. Just get all this hazmat in one place. Wipe you down. Clean your tiny vagina at the end. Who knew that was going to be my life? I had no idea that my relationship to the vagina was going to be cleaning shit out of a tiny one several times a day. They don't tell you that. When you're getting ready to be a dad, nobody pulls you aside and says, you have to clean the vagina a lot because every time she takes a shit, it goes straight up her twat. They don't tell you that. And they should. It's a big part of being a dad. It's bigger than Christmas. It happens every day. And you got to get it right, front to back. It's very important. The other day I was in New York City with my kids. And I got 2 of these fucking things. Remember that, please. 2 of them. And we're in the crowded streets. I got this one here, the 2-year-old. I'm carrying. She can walk, but she won't. She's a bullshitter. So I'm carrying her. And she weighs like 20 babies, this kid. She's tiny, but she's got the density of a dying sun. I don't understand how she's this heavy. It feels like a fat raccoon holding a bowling ball. That's what she feels like. And the pain in my shoulder is intense. And it's sending signals to my brain like, you don't love her, just drop her. She doesn't matter. Just let her die. So I'm fighting that on this side. I got the 5-year-old like this. I hope it's her. I haven't looked back in about an hour. I'm just dragging somebody tiny just through many stranger thighs. Briefcase corners are hitting her in the temple. I don't give a shit. I'm in a hurry because my pocket's vibrating and my wife's calling to see where I am, even though she sent me to do this shit. And I'm yelling into my pocket like she can hear me. I'm fucking coming! Shut up! And this one is talking the whole time. The whole time. With a tiny voice 2 feet off the ground. What, am I going to listen to this shit? Really? What, am I going to take a knee every 2 seconds? What's that, sweetie? Go ahead. What's that? Uh-huh. What? Excuse me, sir. Go ahead. It's fine. Yeah, sometimes dogs are brown. That's very true. Good thing I didn't miss any of that shit coming out of your stupid face.
Thanks, everybody. Hello. Nice to be here. How are you doing?
Good.
Good, good. Nice to be here. I'm broke. Anybody else broke? You ever get so broke that the bank starts charging you money for not having enough money? That's fucking broke, man. Bank called me up. They're like, hi, we're calling because you don't have enough money. I'm like, I know. She's like, sir, you have insufficient funds. Well, that's a good way to put it, too. I agree with that. I find my funds to be grossly insufficient. Thanks for calling. Why are you mad at me? I don't understand what. How is this something I'm doing to you? She's like, sir, you only have $20. That's not enough. You can't only have $20. I'm like, look, I'm not being broke just to fuck with you. I just really don't have any money. I'm not trying to be a dick. My life is shitty. So they charged me. They charged me $15. That's how much it costs to only have $20. But here's the fucked up part. Now I only have 5. What did I pay the $15 for if I don't get to have the $20 that I paid to have? I paid the fucking money. Where's my 20 bucks? That's like going to the movies. You buy your ticket and they go, get the fuck out of here. Go home. But I paid for the movie. No, you paid for a ticket, motherfucker. You didn't pay for a movie. You ever have negative money? That's depressing, isn't it? You look at your bank account, negative $10. That's how much I have now. Negative 10. That means I don't even have no money now. I wish I did. I wish I didn't have anything. I wish I just had nothing, but I have less than that. I don't have none. I have not 10. I can't, if it's free, I can't fucking afford it. Somebody could come up to me, take this, it's free. Fuck, that costs nothing. I can't afford that. That's more than I have. I gotta raise $10 to be broke. That's where I'm at. That's not good. That's bad. Apparently some of you are in the same fucking position. How's your economy doing? Shit. No, I'm glad you appreciate that story. Not everybody appreciates that story. I told that story about a week ago in Orange County, California, and all these rich motherfuckers looking at me with their boat tans and their golf shirts and penny loafers. They're all looking at me like, well, yeah. Like, you were financially irresponsible, you had to pay the price. I don't frankly see what you're angry about. The bank has a right to accrue a fee, clearly. That's how different it is to be rich than it is to be poor, because when you're rich, the bank pays you for being rich. If you have a lot of money, they give you money because you have a lot of money. They say, you have so much money that we should give you some. Because you have a lot, you should have more. Here, take more money. Take this guy's 15, fuck him, you should have it. Makes perfect sense. He doesn't have enough, you have a lot. Fine, take it all, you motherfuckers. I don't give a shit. You ever get so broke it just becomes funny to you after a while? You go, Jesus Christ, I have no fucking money. Jesus. People call you, hi, we're going to turn off the... Yeah, fuck it, turn it off, man. Turn it off, I don't give a shit. When can you make a payment? I ain't paying anything. What am I going to fucking pay you with? I fucking sold the phone. I don't need it now. Damn it, man. This shit's brutal. I live in New York too, and man, you can't get along with no money in New York. You gotta live in these tiny places. I have this apartment, right? And we have this, okay, here's the toilet, right? I'm on the toilet. This is how small the apartment is. The tub is right here, like right next to the toilet. Then there's a wall, like right fucking here, like right, there's no, you get squeezed in. And here's the worst part. I have to put a foot in the tub to use this toilet because otherwise I gotta go like this. Who shits like this with their knees together? I'm pooping. Boop. 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 No, you gotta fucking dig in. Motherfucker! You gotta get into it. And in order to achieve this position, I have to put a foot in the tub. Now try putting a foot in the tub when your pants are at your ankles. You can't. They both want to go, right? So I have to take off the whole pant leg, which means I have to take a shoe off every time I take a shit. Every time. And sometimes that's okay, but a lot of times it fucking isn't okay. So Sometimes I didn't plan effectively, and I'm 10 blocks from my house, and I've got to shit. You know when you can't run because you'll bounce it out, so you got to kind of glide, and you're going, come on! God damn it! And you stop occasionally. Fuck, fuck, fuck! Come on, man! God. Okay, I'm gonna make it. 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 And I always get to this point where, like, I'm gonna make it. I'm fucking fine. I'm fine. Mind over matter. I'm gonna make it. And then I see my house. I just see it. And my eyes tell the rest of me, fuck it, man. Let go. We're here. There's no need to hold on anymore. We've made it. Because my eyes are fucking retarded, and they don't know the difference between the outside and the inside of my house. So now I got like Olympic seconds to fucking get in my house and open the door to the bathroom, and I gotta take a fucking shoe off? Are you... I have shit my pants 13 times. I couldn't keep a straight face with that. All right. Oh, shut up. You better leave now. It doesn't get any better. Anyway. No, fine, sorry, blah, blah. So anyway, no money. I guess I'm white trash officially, and white trash is a very funny expression to me because it's the only racial expression you can use, and no one gets offended. Nobody gives a shit when you say white trash. Nobody gets all quiet like, hey man, why are you talking like that? That's not cool. Nobody defends white trash. You can be talking to the most liberal hippie in the world. You go, hey, I saw this guy, he was white trash. He'll go, ha ha, fuck that guy. White trash piece of shit. Let's laugh at him because he's poor and he's starving to death. Fucking loser. He lives in a trailer because he can't afford a house. Let's go shit right in his face right now. That's why they're funny to us, because they're fucking poor. He wears stupid clothes because they're fucking free so he can eat. Ha fucking ha! Man, it's depressing in this country. You ever drive through whole towns where everybody's life is shit in the whole town? Everybody's just standing in front of their house like, I don't know, man. This is a weird election, too. People got weird, man. I was driving through this town in upstate New York. This guy's standing there with a sign that says, honk if you love America. Now, I love America, but I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing, man? This is your day? You're gonna stand at this red light with this fucking sign? What is wrong with you? And he's looking at me because he's angry that I haven't honked yet. And now he's trying to intimidate me. He's like, fucking honk, motherfucker! Honk! And then I decide, you know what, I'm not honking. And you know why? Because fuck this guy, that's why. He doesn't get to decide this rule for the whole fucking intersection. Just because he's got a magic marker and no job, now I have to honk? Or otherwise I'm a fucking commie? Fuck him. What if I go up to him with a t-shirt that says, lick my balls if you love Jesus? Come on, man, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. What are you, a Jew? Lick him!
I have 2 kids. I try to be a better person around my kids. I really do. I try to change my behavior around them. Like, I have rules in my house. They all apply to me. Like, I have a rule that I don't curse around my kids. It's a rule. It does happen. You know, sometimes you have a stressful moment, you're with your kids, so you say something by mistake. Like, one time I was making dinner for my kids, and I gave my daughter a bowl of soup, and I said, here's your fucking soup. But, you can see how that was a tough situation. You're supposed to teach your kids right from wrong. I don't know, it's confusing, you know? Some people raise their kids religiously, and that kind of covers it. They kind of go, all this, do that. I'm not raising my kids religiously, because I don't feel like it. Let's get up on a Sunday, fuck that. Fuck that. Let your souls rot, kids. I don't care, I'm not getting... Daddy, who's Jesus? None of your business. Go back to bed. But my kids, you know, they're living in the world, and there's a lot of religion in the world, so you do have to teach your kids, if you're not raising them religiously, you do have to teach them about religion, you know? I always tell my kids the same thing. I tell them,
that there are many religions in the world and they're all equal, but the Christians are the main one. That's what I tell them. The Christians won. They're the winners. So act accordingly. Congratulate Christians when you meet them. Because they won the world. And it's true. It's true. We love to tell ourselves, like, every religion is exactly... No, they're not. The Christians won everything. A long time ago. If you don't believe me, let me ask you a question. What year is it? I mean, come on. What year is it according to the entire human race? And why? What year is it? Anybody, sir, just yell out the year. Thank you. 2016. No, it's 20. That's right. It's 2017. What is that? That's a number. It's not just any number. It must be a very important number because we're counting to it in unison as a species. For thousands of years, we've been going 1, 2, 3. Come on, everybody. 4. And now, come on, Africa. 5, 6. What is this number? We're counting the days. Since what? Since there was ever people, or since the sun did a something? Not at all. It's been 2017 years since what? Anybody, yell it out. Since, yes, Christ! Christ! That's right. It's been 2017 years since Christ Jesus. We are counting the days since Jesus together. Which makes sense if you're Christian, but what the fuck are the rest of us doing? Jesus was here, Jesus was here, Jesus was here. Everybody, scientists, historians, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus plus 2, Jesus plus 3, Jesus plus 4. Jesus plus 2017 years, 4 months, and 3 days is when your license expires. How is that not a win for the Christians? How is that not a complete win? That's not a Monday off in October. That's there was no time before Jesus. And the whole world's like, okay, sure. And then somebody was like, what about the years before him? There were billions, I mean, infinity. Those go backwards. You want us to measure most of history backwards? To accommodate one religion? Uh-huh. All right, we'll do it. It's fine. We'll do it. The whole world. You ever watch New Year's Eve around the world? They always show you like how every country celebrates. It's kind of cool. The first is one little island. It's the first place that's actually the place that it's the year. It's a little island in the Pacific. I forget what it's called, but the people, they do a little ceremony for New Year's Eve every year, and they just wear grass because they don't even have sticks yet. They're in the grass age. They have no clocks, but they do a dance. 2017. And it goes around the world. Oh, it's 2017. Death to all Christians in 2017. The Jews are quietly keeping track. It's really 5,766, but that's for us. We're just, that's okay. We're just keeping track for when you snap out of it. It's all right. I'll write yours on my check. I don't want a problem. What about Chinese New Year? Yeah, what about Chinese New Year? All right. Next time you're doing your taxes, Just write monkey where the year goes. Just put monkey. See what happens to your funds. No, it's 2017, year of our Lord. Jesus-y, a clock on the nose. And they made it up. That's the weirdest part, is they got to rename years that had already taken place. Because you know that's not what those years were. You know that, right? That the year 3 wasn't the year 3 during the year 3. Nobody was walking around back then. Hey, what year is it? It's 3. Yeah, but I'm 28. How can I be 28? There's only been 3. Oh, well, see, you were born in BC 24, and there's a 0. Remember it went backwards? Oh, shit, that was stressful. I hated those years. What was that like? What year is it? 10. What year is it now? 9. The fuck is gonna happen?
Hey, hello there. Hey. Okay. All right. I'm gonna talk to you for about an hour. And it's weird here. It's weird what I do. Somebody asked me once if it takes confidence to... Nobody asked me, but I just want to talk about this. If it takes... It does take confidence to do this. It takes not a general confidence, but a specific kind, you know? There's lots of kinds of confidence. There's personal confidence. I don't have much of that. Personal confidence is like a man wearing white pants. That takes, you know, tremendous confidence and optimism, really. To leave the house in white pants, like, it's gonna be a great day. There's gonna be no puddles or pizza, nothing. I could never wear white pants, because I'll get my period, first of all, I know that. Or diarrhea, more likely. That's really my period. Diarrhea. About once a month, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Better just get home. Don't make any big decisions today. It's true, don't make... You know, if you have diarrhea, don't negotiate. It's a bad bargaining position. If I have diarrhea, you stand between me and the toilet, I'll sell you my house for 10 cents. So that's one kind of confidence. Here's another kind, moral confidence. Moral confidence, that means knowing that you would do the right thing. Knowing that you wouldn't do something wrong. Moral confidence. You can have that in your daily life, because a lot of your days are the same. But what if you were in another time? Like, I would love to believe, I feel confident that I would not have had slaves. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have had any. Even if I lived in 17 whatever, in Virginia, and all my neighbors had slaves, I would have been like, you guys are dicks. I can say that, but it's easy to say that now. Because you can't get no slaves. You just can't. You can't get any. That's why you don't have slaves. It's not because you're better than back then people. It's because they're not available. That's a huge contributing factor. A lot of what they teach kids is just to make them polite people, you know? Like they teach them that there's words you shouldn't use. There's bad words. Don't use the bad words. I can't teach my kids that because I do this for a living. But I didn't want my kids to be, you know, assholes. So I used to tell them, like, okay, look, there's no bad words. There's no bad words. All words are good, bad, nothing. But there's some people that get upset when you use certain words. So if you're going to use those words, look at the person first and try to guess if they're that kind of person. Sometimes you can offend somebody when you weren't even trying to. Like there's certain phrases, certain statements that if you're going to say them, you should say them without stopping in the middle. Certain things, if you're going to say them, don't clear your throat in the middle. Okay? You don't want to say things like, there are too many black people suffering from discrimination. We need to stop the Jews from feeling excluded. I once fucked a baby And then I fucked him again. So I want to get through that one. Otherwise, people get the wrong idea. They'll think you only fucked that baby once. But it's tricky, you know, if you're trying to teach your kids right from wrong, you got to choose a side often because not everybody agrees on what's right and wrong. So how do you know, Like abortion, some people think it's murder. Some people don't. I think people should get abortions, like a lot, like as many as you can. You should try to get a lot of abortions. I have a solution for the pandemic, by the way, for COVID. I have it. This is it. We test everybody, first of all. Every time we find somebody who has COVID, you kill them. That's it. That's the solution. You won't need another one after that one. That's the final one. It's been pretty amazing to be alive during this thing, during COVID, because you're not going to see this again. And wow, did we learn some shit. That's really the things that teach you in life are things you never would have chosen to do for yourself. I mean, think about your life as far as it's been where you had the choices. Where you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pursue this. It all goes to shit. Every bit of it. And even when it goes right, you're like, why don't I like it? It's what I wanted, but why don't I like it? Because it's your choice, and your choices are based on fear and fucking just thin, stupid, shitty hopes. But when life just kicks you in the balls and you're like, oh, fuck, everything's different now. And it shows you shit you wouldn't have looked at otherwise. That's the great joy in it. And what I thought was really interesting about COVID, and still is that it's the first thing I've seen where everyone on Earth had the same problem. Every human being on Earth had the same problem. We never had that before. That's why we don't give a shit about each other. Because you read like, oh, there's floods in Houston. You're like, fucking water. What is it? What's your problem? Floods. What is that? Just walk like this. What, you can't handle some water? My basement floods. What the fuck? Who gives a shit? Like, he's on a canoe in the street. That looks like fun. Why is that an issue? There's fires in California. Blow it out. You fucking blow out a fire? Get the water from Houston and dump it on California. Fucking deal with it. But we all had the same problem. Every person from Zimbabwe to Tokyo to Newark to Honolulu, everybody was doing the same dumb shit. Every person had the same stupid fucking moment, at the same, just trying to get the mask out of the well of your car door. I gotta go in Walgreens. Where's my fucking mask? You're trying to. It's got pistachio shells in it and pennies. I'm sure it's still effective. I actually like the masks because everybody looked nice. Everybody did. Because it's just their eyes. Eyes are nice. You never hear somebody say, that guy's got gross eyes. It's really, we should hide these. We should keep the masks, because this is disgusting. How do we just, with no shame, look inside my face, spit in a tongue and teeth? It's fucking gross. Cover your mouth. Don't. I'd rather look at your asshole than your mouth. I really would. I'd rather stare into your asshole than glance at your mouth. Assholes aren't that bad, not to look at. We don't like to think about assholes, because like they're, the shit and the farts and the diarrhea. But that's a small portion of their time. You ever really look at an asshole? You ever really look? Once you see it, like, in nature, it's a little, that's all. That's your asshole. It's like, you know what it is? It's just an aperture. That's all it is. That's your asshole. It's like a camera shutter. That's all it is.
If there is a God, then that dude is an asshole, which I know is not a popular belief, but I do think he's an asshole, because every story, Abraham, he went to Abraham in the middle of the night. There was only like 8 guys then, and God would just, once in a while, he'd just bother one of them. So God went to Abraham's house, and he's like, Abraham, wake up, man. And Abraham was like, dude, what is up? What is up? And God goes, kill your son. Dude, kill your son. And Abraham's like, you mean Isaac? I don't know his name. Just kill him. Just kill him. Ah. Ooh, I'm God. Kill him. And Abraham goes, why? Because you don't love me if you don't do it. You don't love me. Do it! So Abraham's like, dude, you are insecure. I don't understand you. But okay, fine. Goes, wakes up Isaac, takes him to a mountain somewhere. I don't know why he had to be all drama queen about it and take him to a mountain. Could have just killed him in the sleep and go back to sleep. But he took him to woke the poor kid up, dressed him, took him to a mountain. Kid's like, Daddy, what are we doing? Oh, just gonna murder you. Goes like this. God shows up right before he does it. Goes, hey, what are you doing? This is in the Bible, I swear to God. Isaac and Abraham goes, I'm killing Isaac. And God's like, why would you? That's your kid. What is wrong with you? And he's like, and he just went home feeling like a piece of shit. That God is like a shitty girlfriend. You won't do it because you don't love me. Okay, I'll do it. Why are you doing it? What the do you want from me? But that's a sin, to say the Lord's name in vain. But you don't even have to say something that terrible. You can go to hell just for saying Jesus Christ with a tone in your voice. It's all the tone in your voice. That's the weird part. It's very subtle sin, because you can say Jesus Christ, you're fine. But if you say Jesus Christ, you go to hell forever. Just for saying it like that. There must be at least one dude who was right on the line. Who was like, Jesus Christ. And then he's in hell. He's like, seriously? For that? That's it? Seriously? It was a huge pumpkin. What was I going to not say anything? It's one of the top 10 commandments. It's in the 10 commandments to not take the Lord's name in vain. Rape isn't up there, by the way. Rape is not a 10 commandment. But don't say the dude's name with a shitty attitude. I think it's so unfair, though, to send people to hell for saying Jesus Christ, because it's just too satisfying. I don't know why that is, but it just feels good. Oh, Jesus Christ! It just feels good. It cleans you out. I don't know why. What did folks say before that dude? How did anybody express themselves in a big moment before Jesus? Even the people that knew him. How did the people watching him be crucified, what could they even say watching that happen? They're like, that is bananas.
Overweight people deal with things that none of us deal with, because I'm not overweight. There's people who are discriminated against because of their weight. I read a story once about a woman who's 600 pounds, and she couldn't get medical care because everything she goes to the doctor, he just says it's because she's fat. Everything. She's like, my knees hurt. He's like, yeah, my knees hurt just looking at you. What did you think was going to happen? She's like, I have chest pains. He says, yeah, because your organs are over capacity, so they're hurting. She's like, I got shot in the head. He's like, yeah, because you're fucking fat. Somebody shot you in the fucking head because you're fat. Here's the worst part of the story, and this is true. This is true. She needed an MRI because she had something serious. She's 600 pounds. She doesn't fit in the machine. You know what they did? They sent her to the zoo. I'm not kidding. They sent her to the fucking zoo. That's what we do for fat people who need an MRI. Hey, here's your prescription. Go to the zoo. Yeah, that's where you should go. You should go to the zoo. By the way, you know how many fat people we have in this country? About 600 trillion billion thousands of them. You know how many trans people there are? About 38. But if you're trans and you need a restroom and it's awkward, we'll change every restroom. But if you're fat and you need an MRI, you go to the zoo, you fat bitch. Just go to the zoo. You go experience that today. What happens when she gets to the zoo? What actually fucking happens when she arrives at the zoo? Are you here to see the monkeys? No, I'm here for an MRI. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah.
Okay, just stand in the straw over here. Yeah, you're after the walrus who has lymphoma. By the way, why is there an MRI machine at the fucking zoo? Who was it developing that instead of a fat human being MRI? Who's paying for this shit? You don't give an elephant a fucking magnetic resonance image test? Are you fucking high? That's obscene. If an elephant is sick, you just listen. You do this thing.
Misa thinks she's gonna die today.
I'm saying this out of respect for elephants, by the way, because we're supposed to respect how they live. They don't fucking cure their diseases. This is not their culture. This is our weird. Let's fix it. Oh, he's sick. That's not how elephants live. An elephant in the Serengeti isn't like, I have a lump, I have to see my oncologist. When an elephant gets cancer, he falls over, he takes his fucking turn and becomes food. You don't put an elephant in a state-of-the-art... What if you find cancer? What, are you gonna give him chemotherapy? The skinny elephant with a pink baseball hat?
Each day is a gift.
Everybody has their time. Everybody has their time. I mean, not everybody. There are people out there who there's just nobody for them. Yep. People like to say things like, there's someone for everyone. Nope. Not at all true. And stop saying it because it's mean to people who never find anybody. There are millions of people out there who we've all unanimously decided they are light speed ugly and nobody kisses them on the lips even. Nobody touches their genitals their entire life. They just wash it and then they die. That's all that happens. Oh, and if you're feeling bad for them, you can go find one and fuck one tomorrow. You can just solve the problem right there. With all that kindness in your heart. Oh, well, go fuck one. Nah, I didn't think so. That's the one way we're all mean. Nobody does that. Nobody fucks down. Nobody. People fuck up or across. Some women fuck down because a guy talked them into that it was up. Yeah, no, you should. I'm totally up. Yeah, man.
Say, I'd like to be a better person. I would. I'd like to be a better person. And I think I'm getting worse as a person. Because as you get older, you start finding out, like, let me give you an example before I rented a car a couple of weeks ago in Los Angeles, had the car for a few days, and then when I went home, I had to drop the car at the rental place. You know, you gotta go to the rental place that's off the airport, give them the car, give them your thing with the mileage, you gotta get on a bus, and then go to your terminal and check in. I was late, and I was worried about missing my flight, so I knew I had no time to do any of that. So I never did this before, I just drove my car right to the terminal, and just left it there. And I got on the plane. And once I was on the plane and I had a little moment, I called Hertz and I said, hey, listen, your car is sitting out in front of Terminal 4 and the keys are in it. So that's where it is. And the guy was like, you can't do that. You have to return it to this location and then get... And I go, well, I didn't do that already. And now I'm leaving California. So if you want your car, you need to go to that place where it is. And he was like, oh, Jesus, man. All right, we'll get it. And that was the end of it. And I realized I could do this every time. Every time I rent a car, because of course they want you to do all that shit. But if you don't, they still want the car back. They're gonna send a dude. You could drive a car till you don't want it. Just get out of it while it's moving and just walk away. Well, I don't feel like being in that car any longer. Just call Hertz. Hi, your car is drifting into the intersection of 28th and Broadway. If you're interested, it's now your problem. But see, this is a terrible realization. Because you should act in a way that if everybody acted that way, things would work out. You should, because it would be mayhem if everybody was like that. And most people kind of don't care. Most people are very selfish. Most people don't give a shit what happens as long as they get to do their favorite thing. People don't even want to back off from their favorite thing. They won't even do their second favorite thing. Like, you ever seen somebody like they're at an intersection and they want to make a left, but they're in the all the way right lane because they messed up. So now okay, here's the guy. He's in the right lane and there's a lot of cars, like 6th Avenue, like a lot of cars, and he wants to make that left. So what does he do? He just does it anyway. He just goes ahead and he just shoves his car through everybody's life without any... And everybody's beep, honking and outraged, and you always see the guy go, I have to. There's no other possible thing I could do. What else could I do except go up one more block and then go left and take 4 seconds? That's not my favorite way, though. That only meets 99% of my criteria. But I'm selfish. I would like to be a better person because I got kids, and I want to, pass on a better. But sometimes it's not clear what the right thing is to do. Like one time, I threw a candy wrapper on the street, and I didn't do it like yeah. I just yeah, take that shit straight. I did it because I was like shaking. I wanted the candy. Anyway, I was with a friend who said to me, "You just littered on the street. Don't you care about the environment?" And I thought about it and I said, you know what? This isn't the environment. This is New York City. This is not the environment. This is where people live. New York City is not the environment. New York City is a giant piece of litter. It's like the giantest, next to Mexico City, the shittiest piece of litter in the world. Just a pussy, runny, smoking, stinking piece of litter. So if you have a piece of litter, what are you supposed to do with it? You should throw it on the pile of litter. Because if you don't, if you put it in a receptacle, then it gets collected, and it gets taken to a dump and a landfill, and then it goes on a boat, and it goes out and gets dumped in the ocean, and some dolphin wears it as a hat on its face for 10 years. This hat that never dissolves on its face. Oh. Jesus. Everything that we introduce to the world is shitty. Meaning white people. Because I really think that white people are from like another planet. Because when we came to America, it was so nice. It was just Indians, and they weren't even Indians. We called them that by accident, and we still call them that. Like we knew in a month that it wasn't Indians, but we just don't give a shit. We never correct it. We came here, they're like, hi, and we're like, hey, you're Indians, right? And they're like, no. No, this is India, right? No, it's not. It's a totally other place. You're not Indians? No. Ah, you're Indians. You're Indians for hundreds of years after. We ruined everything here. This was it was just coast to coast, just green and brown and beautiful. And all the humans were just walking around with painted faces, just walking, and they'd be like, ooh, that looks yummy, and then they just eat from the ground, and then they'd sleep on the grass, and they'd wake up and they'd fuck, and then they'd go for a swim and do a little dance. That was the whole continent, was just folks doing that. I mean, there was people in Mexico cutting off kids' heads and rolling them down the pyramid stairs. But that's always going on. What are you gonna, you can't, yes, you can't do a whole lot about that. But I think we came from another planet, and the reason is because we don't like it here. I mean, why, if we're from here, if we belong on Earth, why aren't we comfortable on Earth at all? We need nice, smooth surfaces and right angles, and we need it to be cool and not too hot, just perfect. Like, why wouldn't, when it's hot, why wouldn't we just, yeah, fuck it? Why wouldn't we be like that if we belonged here? And it's weird because people that aren't, whatever you call there's environmentalists, and then there's people who are whatever, they just hate environmentalists. But that's what people get angry at environmentalists because they think they're slowing down the economy and creating restrictions. And a lot of these people are Christian. A lot of these people are very devout Christians. And that's such a confusing thing to me, that if you believe that God gave you the earth, that God created the earth for you, why would you not have to look after it? Why would you not think that when he came back, he wouldn't go, what the fuck did you do? I gave this to you, motherfucker. Are you crazy? The polar bears are brown. What did you do to the polar bears? Did you shit all over every polar bear? Who did this? Who spilled this shit? Who spilled this? Come over. Did you fucking spill this? What is that? It's oil. It's just some oil. I didn't mean to spill. Well, why did you take it out of the fucking ground? Because I wanted to go faster. I'm not fast enough. And I was cold. What the fuck do you mean cold? I gave you everything you needed, you piece of shit. Well, because jobs. What is a job? Explain to me, what's a fucking job? You work at a place and when people call when their game doesn't work and you help them figure it out. What do you do that for? For money. What do you need money for? Food. Just eat the shit on the floor. I left shit all over the floor. Fucking corn and wheat and shit. Grab it up, make some bread. What are you doing? Yeah, but it doesn't have like bacon around it and like I like when it has like bacon on it and
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is exciting. My nipples are hard right now. They are. I just noticed it. Ooh, that kind of hurts. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. My name is Louis. I'm a 42-year-old divorced father. I got 2 kids, 2 girls, and it's the hardest part of being a parent really is just the days that you spend with your kids. That's really, ask any parent. You ask parents like, is it the worrying? Is it saving? But no, it's just the days. It's just every day. My kids wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I don't get up at 6. Before I had kids, I blew off whole careers because I didn't want to get up. I just won't be that then. And then you take them to school, and then you pick them up, take them home, then it's like, how early can I put them to bed that isn't child abuse? Like 4 p.m.? Putting your kids to bed is murder, because they don't want to do it. They're just laying awake, just like Clockwork Orange, just so excited. And I just want them to I want to stop their ceaseless joy for life. So I can go watch Cash Cab and jack off and pass out. That's all I want. I love my kids, but I want them to stop at bedtime. So I just want them to go to sleep so I can eat all the ice cream in the house that would break their hearts if they knew how much ice cream. There's so much ice cream in the house, and I never give it to them. It's mine. I wait till they're sleeping, and I eat it in their room in the dark over their beds. And also, I'm a divorced dad, so when I'm with my kids, it's just me and 2 little girls. And that's a challenge. There's certain things like we were in the airport the other day, was taking my kids somewhere in New York, and they had to go to the bathroom. Now, when kids have to go to the bathroom, you don't get much warning. They don't go, hey, Dad, I kind of have to go. Should we start looking for a place? They just go, I'm going to poop in my pants in T-5, 4, 3, and it's over. So you got to find a place. Now, take yourself through that logically. I'm a man. I've got 2 little girls. I'm not allowed in the ladies' room. I mean, not me personally. I didn't get banned. I can't go in the ladies' room because I got a big old penis. So I just can't go in.
I'm not bragging that it's not big like porny, thrusty penis. It's just big like an old man's nose. Just kind of like, just kind of droop, you know, like a lava lamp, just bloop. It's really, it's big in an upsetting way. You don't ever look at my penis. It's awful. Also, I'm not allowed in a ladies' room because I love looking at people's vaginas anytime that I have that opportunity. You know, it's amazing that we still need separate rooms to pee in. As human beings, men are so disgusting that we can't be trusted to pee in the same room. So I have to take my girls to the men's room, which is awesome. Look, girls, 9 penises. 9 farting men shaking the pee off their big old penises. So I gotta push them past that, and then we go in the stall. So I'm in a bathroom, airport stall with 2 little girls, all our luggage. There's a guy right here. Right here. There's a guy here. This dude, I can see his foot. He's trying to get leverage to harder. Like he's struggling. And we can hear him. We're sharing this moment with him. He's like, oh, he's struggling. Like he's giving birth in the 1800s with no midwife, just in a barn. Just an old country whore dropping another baby in the hay. This is what this sounded like. And when he broke loose, it sounded like soup cans and pennies being shook out of an old duffel bag. And he's this close to my beautiful daughter's little tiny face, who, by the way, is shitting her brains out. This kid is no princess. She is cracking pipes. So she goes, then the other one, then it's my turn. I'm peeing. I'm trying not to fart in her faces. It's a challenge. That's what I'm trying to say. It ain't easy. But I love my girls. I'm trying to stay in shape. No, I'm not. I have a doctor who told me that I eat too fast. He said you should eat slowly. Because what happens is when you eat, there's a signal that goes from your stomach to your brain that says you're full. But it takes that signal 20 minutes to travel from your stomach. First of all, what a douchebag my body is. That it takes 20, what's taking 20 minutes? If I stub my toe, I know it instantly, and that's twice the distance. What's taking this signal 20 minutes? It's like, hey, tit, what's up? What are you doing over here? My tit's like, dude, get up there. We're getting fat. Hurry up. Ooh, excuse me. You know, hey, asshole, what are you doing? All right, I've disgusted you enough. Thank you very much. Thank you.
CK, don't go nowhere. We're back with one of my favorite comedians who just had the best set that any comedian has done on Lopez Tonight, Louis C.K. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here on the 100th show.
You're one of my favorites, too. I mean, of all time. I think you're one of the greats of all time. I'm serious, man.
And we've been friends a long time, but we've never formally hung out.
No. Yeah.
Because you live in New York.
That's right.
And I live here.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to New York this weekend.
Oh, good.
But when you're out here, do you like being out here?
No, I hate it. I hate it. It's just a different... I think the thing about New York, people think that people are rude there. You know, and they're friendly in a different way. Like a New Yorker will hold the door for you, but you got to get through the door. Like... You have like 2 seconds before the nice gesture becomes hatred, like seething hatred. You're like, go ahead, go! All right, jeez. I'm in a hurry. I wasn't before. I wasn't even going in that building, but I guess I have to. If you're making me. But people are used to being with each other. The thing about LA is that people are all in their cars, and they don't think about the people in the other cars as human beings sometimes. And things get kind of, people honk all the time here. And I really believe this, George, that if you own a car and you ever honked your horn once, you're a piece of I really believe that. There's no legitimate reason to honk a horn. It's only selfish. It's supposed to be for safety, but what's that story that ends with, and then he honked his horn and everyone was saved? Like, what is that story? I think the idea in our heads is you'll be driving and a kid will run out in front of you, so you'll honk and then kill him. That's what would happen if you chose to spend your time beep. Well, he's dead now. At least he died in fear instead of joyful play.
I got to announce his death with a horn. But no, the reason people honk is to critique that has already happened.
What do you mean? Like what? Like what?
Well, like it's not to avert, it's just to go beep, hey. Like, why do you get to sound a trumpet because you're unhappy? Why does everybody beep, you shit in it? It's no different than being in a store and someone gets in front of you and you just go, ugh, ugh. It's stupid. The other reason people honk is because they just don't want to wait. You're sitting in your car, you're sitting behind another car, the light turns green, and because he doesn't have your central nervous system. You go, bah! And I don't mean to accuse because I honk at everybody.
And there's no...
I do. I honk at people on the sidewalk for being ugly. I'm the worst. Beep, stay home, it's gross. So I'm worse than anybody else.
But tell everybody the story about how you almost got killed driving, but not in an accident. Just tell.
No, I almost got murdered by a young fellow. I was driving. I was living here at the time, and I was driving really fast. I was speeding because I was in a hurry. So I was making other people almost die because my bad judgment. So I'm driving, and then I realize there's a car next to me who's driving fast. It's a kid, like 19 years old, in a green Honda that he made at his house. You know those cars?
I do.
He's got spiky hair. And he keeps, so I'm like, good, I don't care. You know, let's both get to my show on time. I'm fine. He thinks we're racing. I'm not racing. But so we get to the next red light, and he's looking at me, and he's going, woo, like this, and I go, what happened to your hand? Like, I don't understand I don't know what that means. If other people don't know the thing, it doesn't scare them. He's like, whoa, and I'm like, I don't know it. So he goes, I said to him, listen, I'm not trying to go fast relative to you. I just have my own independent reason for my speed. And he got angry at all the words and everything, and he pulled out a gun, and he pointed it at me. So I go through the red light. And he does too. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking, oh, he's trying to kill me, but he's not gonna go through a red light, you know? I'm sure he's thinking ahead to how that's gonna hurt his insurance premiums in the long run. So now I'm in a car chase in LA. I'm being chased, and it doesn't feel like a car chase. It's a beautiful day. I'm listening to Simon and Garfunkel on my radio. Being chased through, I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I've wondered. So I call 911 on my cell phone, and I go, there's a guy chasing me with a gun, and he's trying to kill me. That's what I said. And the lady goes, why is he doing that? I swear to God, why is he doing that? I'm like, is there a reason he could have that you would not send anyone to help me? Like, if I tell her the story. Like, I'm gonna tell her the story, and she's gonna go, it sounds like you made a mess for yourself, we're not gonna get involved. So I did the same thing anytime I call a company and I don't like what, you hang up, you call again.
Right, get another person.
Get another person. So I get another guy, he goes, 911, what's your emergency? And I tell him, and helicopters show up right away. I guess I just sound white enough to call in an airstrike. I'm nervous. So.
You are fantastic. Hey, if you ever seen Louis C.K. live, you have to see him live. Until then, watch Louis C.K.'s sitcom Louis, premiering June 29th at 11 o'clock on FX. My favorite comedian, Louis C.K. We'll be right back.
It was amazing.
And Chappelle's shows, did you do any of his shows?
I did all of them in Austin. We did them all together at Stubbs
right.
Amphitheater.
That's right. Well, he invited me out to
Yellow Springs.
Yellow Springs. And besides being in his world, which is wild, you know, Chappelle land, being able to do shows there in this cornfield, you know, and other comedians are just, last time I saw Bob Saget, I got to see him one more time. And we were all together again, and, you know, it was really something. It was great.
Yeah, there was something special. The shows that we did in Stubbs, like Dave called me up and he said, hey, let's do comedy. You know, and it's like, let's just test everybody. It'll cost a lot of money and take a lot of time, but it'll be a lot of fun. And we did it, and they were some of the most magical moments ever, because while we were there, we're like, oh, I can't believe we're doing this. This is really happening.
Yes. I really didn't think it would happen, at least for a very long time. And there I am with Dave and Michelle Wolf, and we're talking jokes.
Yeah.
And Dave would just host the shows and just be really like a comedy club host, like talking to the crowd and just doing silly bits. I loved watching him.
And then we'd all go to his crazy barn and just everybody would dance, and it was nuts. It was crazy.
No, he's doing it right.
Yeah.
He's an unusual person in the greatest sense ever.
I had this one moment of Chappelle that tells me like who he is inside, deep inside. You know, he's a public guy and he's had a varied and complex life, but this is who he is to me. I was after one of the shows in Yellow Spring. He has like this, you know, a big like his own little nightclub with a DJ station and a bar, and everybody went there afterwards. And they're playing really loud music. It's mostly black people, and me and Noam, who owns the Comedy Cellar, were sort of standing. We're the two wallflowers, kind of just watching, you know. And these guys, they're in a mob, just dancing to all kinds of music. Nirvana at one point, old hip hop, new, you know, weird Alanis Morissette, just anything.
Yeah.
And they're dancing, and I look at Chappelle, and he's got his kind of half-lidded, he's smoking and red eyes, and he's watching. And at one point, he just went into the middle of the crowd of people, and he just started pushing them like this. And he made a circle. He just gently shoved people, and he made them clear a circle. And then there's a lot of kids around, and there was this little black girl with a very skinny, this little skinny girl, and he just took her by the hand and put her in the middle of the circle, and then he backed off, and then she started dancing and everyone went wild and just watched her do this. He saw this. I watched him decide this. I'm going to make this space. I'm going to put this little black girl in it. And then he just backed off and he just sort of was pleased at what he created. It was an unbelievable moment.
He's the guy who taught me to listen to music before you go on stage. He has a playlist that he plays, and he would always bring these big JBL boom boxes with him everywhere. And I started bringing one on the road with me too, because it sets a tone for like the green room. But when we were doing these shows at Stubbs, he was listening to this one Nina Simone track, and he would listen to it over and over.
What was it? Do you know what the song was?
I wish I could remember, but we were blasted. Yeah. We were out of our minds. We were so stoned and so drunk. But it was just to see him take in this art, to see him take in this Nina Simone song. He had like his eyes closed and is like smoking a cigarette, and you know, and he would go, hold on, listen to this one part right here. Listen to this one part, and he'd like play it again, like, oh man.
Yeah, he's a great appreciator of life.
Now he loves art too. He's he has a deep respect for people's creations. You know, like to the bone. Like he really loves it. Really loves doing it. You know, he really loves creating it, and really loves listening to it. It's like he's doing it right. He's doing it right, and he's doing it in his own vibe. You know, he's got his own sort of space that he's created, his own vibration.
That's a hard thing to have right now. So
yeah,
you know,
well, he's another one. He doesn't listen to shit. He's not reading social media. He doesn't have anything on his phone. He doesn't nothing. You know.
Louis C.K. and Doug Stanhope in an episode of Louis C.K.'s FX series, Louis. Have you been in that position where somebody's told you that they want to kill themselves? You have to decide, what are you supposed to do with that?
Well, it's a scary thing to ponder, you know. But it's emotional to hear that clip now because, I mean, I wrote that about a lot of comedians I knew coming up. And comedy and show business are very cruel, and they don't have a nice way of saying no or goodbye, you know. And a lot of guys live really tough lives in this racket. And I've known a lot of them and come up with some of them, and some have made it, some haven't. And, you know, the idea of somebody saying to you, look me in the eye and tell me I have a reason to live, it's terrifying to think, what if I fail them in that moment? And Doug Stanhope is somebody I've known for a lot of years, not well, but I've always known him. We've traveled the same paths, and I love Doug. I have real affection for him. And, you know, he doesn't take very good care of himself, and he, you know, medicates himself in many different ways. And I've always been scared for him. I've always been afraid that he's going to let himself go and die. And
so you sent him the script in which he wants to kill himself. How did he react to that?
Well, you know, when I've felt that fear about Doug for a lot of years, and then I look at what he writes on his website, and I've listened to him, and I realize that there's something narcissistic in my fear. You know what I mean? Like, he's taking care of himself, and he's making his choices as a grown-up. And so that was sort of an evolution of thinking for me. But then the reason I guess it's emotional now is because I lost my friend Patrice.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. This is the comic who. You want to take a break for a second?
No, it's okay.
Okay, this is the comic
Patrice.
you dedicated your special to him, and
Yeah, Patrice died of in a diabetic coma, and he didn't take good care of himself. And there's part of me that is, upset with him for not taking care of himself, because he took himself away from us. So I guess to me, it's like, it's funny to hear that now, and,
Yeah, well, you wrote that before this happened, so
Yeah.
you certainly weren't thinking about his death.
No, not at all. And, it's just funny because I had such a different perspective on that issue of like, someone's not taking care of themselves. Someone's not keeping themselves safe. And what is your role in that? And the anger I feel towards Doug in that scene is the kind of anger I feel about Patrice now that he's gone. So it's interesting to look back on it, because the place I took myself in that scene, as I was writing it, I didn't know where it was going. I knew I wanted to stand on that street and have him give me that news, and I didn't know where I wanted it to go. So I started writing to him my argument, why not to kill yourself? And as I was writing it, I realized for this argument to succeed would be really gross. For me to be the guy who gives him the reason to live is so self-serving. And that the fact that I was even attempting it on paper, I was embarrassed alone in a room. And so the way that the path I found to the truth of the scene for me was having Doug be the one to tell me how full of crap I was for trying it. So in other words, as I was sitting there typing, here's why you shouldn't kill yourself, I stopped and said to myself, oh my God, congratulations, you pig. Who do you think you are? And so then I had Doug basically say that. And, Doug is a lot more together than any of the people that I'm asking him to play there. Doug has a real career, and he's a great comedian. He's one of the best. And I didn't know he could act. He's never acted in his life. That's the first thing he ever acted in, really. And I had called him and I said, I wrote this thing. It's kind of an amalgam of a lot of guys, and your voice would sound great doing it. Do you want to do it? And he said, I can't act. He told me right away, I can't do it. And I said, I didn't ask you if you can. What I'm asking is, do you want to? And he said, well, yes, I do want to. And I thought, well, that desire will make it work, The crazy thing is that I was so exhausted when we shot that episode. It was one of the last things we shot. I was so strung out. I didn't know any of my lines. I was depressed. I was just really not in good shape. And Doug came so prepared, and he was the best. I'm going to say he was the best actor I had on the season.
You're so popular, you must have so many fans. Do they ask you for strange things?
I don't know. I don't talk to them much. I just I stay home, and I try to hide a lot. I'm not great at being a person who has fans. It's a weird thing. When you meet somebody who's a big fan, it's a weird moment. It's just awkward and strange. Yes, sir.
Last question.
Are you going to have Ron Lynch on the show?
I really should, right? You know who he is? Ron Lynch is a comedian who, when I was starting in Boston, he ran a really weird show called The Comedy Clubhouse, and he was just a very inventive and wonderful act. He's still around today. He has a show every Saturday, I think, at the Steve Allen Theater, and he just does the strangest, most interesting, and there's nobody like him. Anyway, he took a shot on me. I had never even been on stage. And I just begged him to put me on stage, and he started letting me be on stage and gave me the opportunity and the confidence to become a stand-up comedian. So I owe my career to that dude. Thanks for asking.
Who is your contemporaries you started with in Boston?
I don't know if there's guys that anyone knows, really.
Yeah.
Tom Dustin, Alvin David, Mike Whitman, they're kind of still there.
Was Patrice still in Boston when you
Patrice was
started?
gone, Bobby was gone, Dane was gone. I started in 2000, but all those guys were there. It's still all the same. Like, we all have the exact same starting out stories, but I started 15 years after you guys. It's so funny. It's like a lot of the same rooms, the same guys, Donovan, Tony V. And then I met Nick in Boston, but opening for him at the Comedy Connection. I went on the road with him for years. And it was the same thing. We had all the same stories. It's really fascinating.
How that place stayed the same long enough to foster. I mean, those guys sort of created all the comics that came from there.
Sure, Burr,
yes,
Patrice,
who to me is one of the greatest of all time.
Sure,
for sure.
Patrice is by far, he owns a part of comedy that nobody else can touch.
Yes.
There's other people that have like categories where they're number one or two in the bench, but he's the only fucking guy who ever did that.
And he was just about to get even better, and he was already just, he would now be just everything.
Oh, my God. He would
Everything.
be, if Patrice had a podcast, it'd be the greatest podcast ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
He would have been the king.
He's missed.
But those guys, Lenny, Gavin, even crazy guys like Teddy Bergeron, all these guys were just so good, and they had this Godfather. They're like a big giant multi-headed Godfather.
Yeah.
And Dane and Robert came up after we did, and Joe, and Nick came up under those guys, learned from those guys, looked up to Lenny Clark, was his idol. There's nobody more important in the world to Nick than Lenny Clark, and Lenny's still there. And not everybody's meant to be a TV star in this thing, but the way they've looked after that local scene, like a folk scene, it's like if Dylan and Joni Mitchell, all those people stayed in the clubs in the village and just kept being an example. They're like teachers.
Yeah.
That's really rare. It's a rare thing. We're really lucky to have that.
Well, it's a rare thing, and that place celebrates comedy. Like Boston comedy is it's very important to people that live in Boston.
You are a comedic powerhouse. What do you think that Robin Williams gave to your career?
Well, he was my friend. I loved Robin very much, and I grew up watching him, and he was somebody who worked so hard at it and was just explosive with energy, and so he was a beacon when I was a kid, And then he reached out to me a few years ago because he loved my show, and he just wrote me an email. I didn't know him before, and said that he really loved it. And then we met in San Francisco, and I went to his house and hung out with him, and then we became close. He was on my show, and he was a big influence on me as a person and comedically. Yep.
You're so popular, you must have so many fans. Do they ask you for strange things?
I don't know. I don't talk to them much. I just I stay home, and I try to hide a lot. I'm not great at being a person who has fans. That's a weird thing.
How big of an influence is Woody?
He really made me want to be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
More than anybody. I thought and his movies were so approachable. The comedies I grew up with, like Take the Money and Run and Bananas. There's a scene in Bananas where he becomes a dictator of another country. It's a crazy plot for anybody that doesn't know it. But he comes back to America, and he's going to court for a crime, and he's covering his face, and then the whole press is walking, and then he walks by this really ugly woman who's just standing there, and he takes the hat and he just puts it over her face. I remember that was the moment where I was like, if I think like this guy and he got to be doing this, I could do that someday.
You're like, oh, I love it like this guy. I want to do what he does.
And then watching him develop to Hannah and her sisters and to husbands and wives, crimes and misdemeanors. I mean, Annie Hall, Manhattan. Yeah. These are all masterpieces, and it's crazy that they belong to one person. That's absolutely nuts.
It's nuts, actually.
Yep.
I think your boots are really sexy.
What?
Your boots are really sexy.
Thank you. Maybe tell me that later instead of during a performance. You're not welcome to speak. I'm trying to make that really clear to everybody at the same time. It is not appropriate to yell at me right now. It is less appropriate to yell at me than almost anybody within several square miles. If you yell at a guy on the street, you're not ruining a show for 2,500 people. So it's literally one of the few people, me and a pilot, you shouldn't talk to. Those are the only people. A pilot flying a plane at that moment, and me doing this, and a ballerina. The three of us, leave us alone so that we can give you what you paid for. For you, not for me. I don't care. I can't be hurt. I can't be. I'm 45 years old. I have used up every kind of crime, and it's all, I've used them all. Blank piece of paper? That's how all my feelings are now. That's how all of my emotions and impulses are.
Yeah, I know about that. That's fine. I've done that. No reaction.
When I took my dog to the vet the first time, she was, I don't know, a year old when I adopted her. And the vet told me, don't let your dog eat dark chocolate. I don't know if you know this, but
I've heard this, that
yeah.
dark chocolate is supposed to be poison to dogs.
Kills them. And vets won't explain it further either. It's like, why does it kill them? Oh, just they die. Like, they won't tell you why. Like, what do I do if my dog eats dark chocolate? Watch her die or leave the room. But the vet did tell me there's one thing you can do, which is give your dog hydrogen peroxide. And that foams up in the dog's belly, and then they throw it up with the chocolate. That's what you should know to do that. But you got to do it quickly before they ingest the chocolate. All right, so I come home like 6 months later. Sure enough, my dog ate dark chocolate. I had friends who had stayed over, and they didn't know. They left dark chocolate in low places.
Right.
Which is very popular.
Here's a good place for this.
Yes.
I could put it on this high shelf, but I think not.
They put it way down.
I may be crawling on the floor later.
That's right. And might not need a snack.
So what? So you come
my
home
dog,
and had your dog eaten it?
Eating a whole big bar of
Oh, my
dark
God.
Polish chocolate. The Polish part doesn't matter, but I like saying Polish chocolate. And my dog had chocolate on her face, and I went, oh my God! And she looked at me like, I was home for an hour alone. What are you gonna, come on. And I was like, you're gonna die! And she's looking at me like, I don't understand English, but I get that you're upset. And so I'm thinking, I gotta get hydrogen peroxide into this dog, but I don't have any. So I've got to go to the pharmacy, and she needs to come with me because there's no time.
Right.
I'm in New York City, and I put the leash on her. She's like excited. We're going for a walk. And I'm running, and she's like, this is great for you. You never exercise. And she's just enjoying it. And then we get to the pharmacy, and she's waiting for me when I come out, and I've got a bottle of hydrogen peroxide that I have to make her drink.
Yeah.
Like, take yourself through that. How do you make a dog like you just, here, drink this? You know? So I kind of pour a little in her snout, and she goes, like that. And so I kind of grab her, and I pour a little more. She goes, I think I was pretty clear that I didn't like that. Like, she looks at me like she's trying to figure out what's going on here. And so I get my whole body around her. This dog was 70 pounds. She was like an alligator.
Yeah,
and if she didn't want to drink something, she was just thrashing. I'm like, drink it! And at one point, I have her on the end of the leash, and she's looking at me all wet on the face. And she gives me this look like, I don't know what happened to you, but our thing is over. I'm not into you anymore. I'm a dog. And she starts going, she became completely vicious. She's trying to bite me, and I'm trying to save her life.
Yeah.
So I'm punching her in the face and splashing this stuff. I'm holding her lip open. I'm going, kicking her in the stomach. And people, I look, and there's hundreds of people on the sidewalk just horrified.
Yeah.
There's cars stopped, and they're honking at me. Leave her alone! She's gonna die! It was a nightmare. And finally, I got enough up her nose and whatever.
Right.
And she was like, dude, just, huh? And then she, just like a pump, just, and just brown foam.
Yeah.
Brown, like she's, like another dog is coming out of her. And she made it, but she never liked me. In my car one time, and a Bruce Springsteen song comes on. And it made me really sad. It's like jungle. What's the one jungle song?
Jungleland.
This one where he goes, "Hurry!" and he sounds far away. You know, it's like
that's half. Wait, that's half of them.
Yeah, that's a lot of them.
No, he goes,
Yeah, exactly. And it's really far away sounding. Yeah. Can you do it with the reverb? Can you do? Hey! No, they're not doing it.
They're not. I was trying to try it.
So.
Like that?
Yeah. Except for it was Springsteen. If it was you doing that, I would have been like, what the hell is that in my radio? Springsteen.
I did it just the same as Bruce.
And I heard it, and it gave me kind of like a fall back to school depression feeling. It made me really sad.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I'm getting sad. I got to get the phone and write hi to like 50 people. And then, somebody cool writes back, and then somebody not as cool writes after, and I'm like, oh, you, I'm not going to... I got somebody better. But,
hey, how come you didn't answer my text?
Speaking of which...
Yeah, well... Yeah, because he wrote first. That's right. So, anyway, I started to get that sad feeling, and I was reaching for the phone, and I said, you know what, don't. Just be sad. Just let the sadness, just stand in the way of it and let it hit you like a truck. And I let it come and bruise, and I just started to feel, oh my God. And I pulled over and I just cried like a bitch. I cried so much. And it was beautiful. It was like this beautiful, it's just this, sadness is poetic. You're lucky to live sad moments. And then I had happy feelings because when you let yourself feel sad,
yes,
your body has like antibodies. It has happiness that comes
rushing in
to meet the sadness. So I was grateful to feel sad, and then I met it with true, profound happiness. It was such a trip, you know. And the thing is, because we don't want that first bit of sad, we push it away with like a little phone for the food, and you get a little kind of. You never feel completely sad or completely happy. You just feel kind of satisfied with your product.
Yes.
And then you die. So that's why I don't want to get...
Being back in New York reminds me how New Yorkers do not hide their emotions. And you're here a lot, obviously, and I find that to be quite refreshing. A little scary sometimes, but very refreshing.
It's nice, because when people are all acting nice, you got to assume that they're lying.
Right.
It's not human nature is to be a little bit all the time, you know. So. But I was shopping for groceries, and I looked over, and there was a woman standing over there, and as I looked over, she looked away in a way that I knew she'd been looking at me the whole time. And she went like, ugh. Like that, just looking at me like, And then I'm walking in another aisle, same store, and some guy saw me, and he looked me up and down and went, And he just... And I was like, I know, but how do you know? You know, like, what's getting through? What's coming through? So anyway, then I was on the subway, and I'm standing on the subway, and I have to stand up to show you. I'm standing on the subway like this. This is me on the subway, and there's a person here. You know, this is my corresponding. Yours the stander, and there's your sitter, looker at Dicker. They're just right there. I mean, that's what they have no choice. They're sitting like this, and you're standing over them. I mean, women are decent and they stand like sideways, but we just go like, hey, there you go. There you go. That's for you the whole time. But anyway, so the fellow who's sitting here, he's instead, usually they tune out your dick. Like they just kind of, but he's looking right at it. He's looking right here. So he's looking, and he's kind of looking at it. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
And then he looks up at me and he goes, and that makes me uncomfortable. And then he goes, points right at my dick. And then I realize, I look down, my flag is open. Not only is it open, it's aggressively, it's like, it's not like a pants, like a slit, like a pants vagina. It's like a grizzly bear's asshole. That would be accurate. And so I decided I don't want to be on the internet anymore. I don't like the way it feels anymore, especially in my hand, the devices. I don't like this thing that I stare into this thing, and it makes me feel upset. And I look at things that I know are going to upset me. You know, I guess I just like the hit from going, oh,
yeah.
You know, like I'll go on my computer and I'll like Google an image that I don't want to see. So then I see a whole wall of it.
Yeah.
You know, like big dicks with nails in them.
Sir, you're going to have to leave the library.
Yeah. Anyway, so I decided I don't want to, and also
So you just quit the internet, huh?
Well, I have kids, 2 daughters, and I sometimes I'll be with my daughter and she's talking to me and we're talking, and then bling, my phone goes bling, so I'll just go down like this. And my kids are nice people, so they just wait. But I started to realize a few things. One thing I realized in life is that you can't just go by how a person reacts to you. You can't just go like, oh, it's all right with her.
Right.
Because she's my kid. But she dies inside every time I do this.
Right, because she thought she had a real connection with you, and then something glings.
Yeah, I mean, that happens to you, like if you're talking to a person and then they just go like this, they just disappeared.
Yeah.
It's a horrible abandonment. And when it's your father, just like, is that right, honey? It's just horrible.
Now, Louis, I'm not doing my job if I don't ask you about the election. It's just a week away. You want to talk about it? Who are you supporting?
I'm going to vote for Hillary because and it's stupid to say because I'm a performer and so I'm splitting my audience in half, but I think she's great. It's not like a lesser of two evils. I think she's great. I really like her. I think she's really talented, and I think she's super smart, and I think she's done this for, I would take her over anybody. There really isn't it's not because between the two of them. I would take her over anybody else that would do it. And to me, it's really exciting to have the first mother in the White House. That's what I think this is. It's not about the first woman. It's about the first mom.
Now, what is it about a mom?
Because a mother, she's got it. A mother just does it. She's got she feeds you and teaches you. She protects you. She takes care of you. A father, we've had 240 years of fathers.
Yeah.
Father after father, bald father, fat father, every kind of father. And fathers are okay. I'm a father.
Yeah.
You're a dad. You're a dad.
Yeah.
A great father can give a kid 40% of his needs. Top out at 40%. Tops out at 40%.
Yes.
Any mother.
That's optimistic.
That's optimistic. Yeah. Any mother, just a mother, like just a not even trying mother, 200%. Like she can't. Mothers do too much. Like what's the last conversation you had with your mom was probably, Mom, all right.
Yeah.
It's enough. Like they just. They just keep. So to me, she's like it's exciting to think about. I'm excited about this election because I don't want it to be the other guy just get. Look, if you vote, I don't have no problem when anybody votes for Trump if that's your ideology. Although 4 more years of this, I don't know if we can do, because this is 4 more years of a guy who can't be criticized. What's more important about a president than that you can all over them? That's what presidents are for.
Yeah.
Guy sucks. Like that's the point of the president, is to get drunk and blame them for everything. And accuse them of. This guy, every time he's criticized, everything stops and he makes everybody pay.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. We need somebody who can take abuse.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton can take abuse. She's been taking it and taking it. This is what's been going on. We've been hazing her. We've been holding her down and spitting in her mouth and yelling at her. And she just gets up and goes, well, I just think that if children have proper health care and education, she just keeps working.
Yeah.